I was very pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I think it's unlikely we would have been able to strike the deal that we have to continue to use the downstairs area for several months through an agent.
No, I don't think we would have done that.
Very unlikely.
But when you've worked on your house as we had, you're involved in it, you're preparing it, you're sort of getting it on that journey. It seemed almost a natural progression from there. It never felt uncomfortable. It always felt honest. It also had the effect for me, and this might be particularly me, but I felt like once we had a contract, we were actually caring for this place to hand it over to them. It's had a sense of, it wasn't take the money and run. It was a sense of we were looking after it for them. We were passing it on to them. There was a sense of being a custodian, which was the experience. I had a good feel about it.
No, I think for a long while I've thought that the real estate commissions are too high compared to the value they bring to trying to sell a house.
And Brian began to look into it at a few places, and it still seemed like it was a daunting prospect with some of the other systems that he came across. I thought, we really don't know what we're doing here, and this is a bit of a minefield, and we're bound to get our fingers burnt. Reading through the website and so much information and so much of what you said about the industry rang true that I felt like I connected with what you were saying. I was nodding along as I was reading through the information, so I felt like you understood where we were coming from enough to call you in to talk to you.
I think the amount of support that you were offering.
Well, for me, it was my first impression was that you were calm, well-spoken and intelligent and understood what you were talking about, but not pushy. And I felt, well, I think you stayed for about an hour walking through the house and talking to us. I felt there was honesty. You told us the things that we could do and should do and things we shouldn't do. And towards the end, I think I asked you a couple of fairly straight questions, and I felt the comfort of being able to do that, to be able to put a question to you directly and that you would answer it. And I remember feeling comfortable about being able to open up like that. So I guess it was an honesty, but once again, your knowledge, I felt like you knew what you were talking about. And that's where I felt you guided us. A couple of times would say, well, we'll ask David, he'll. And so I think that guidance means that it takes away that emotion that you might feel because you're involved. So somebody being at arm's length, giving you some advice with some knowledge of how these processes work, I think was valuable. And no, I've been more inclined to say I would fall back on this system again because of the many things I liked about it, but because of those safeguards as well. And certainly anybody that talks about selling their house, we recommend that this is a better way to go.